So, like I said, we're going to go ahead and get restarted. I'm going to try to record this a different kind of way and see how it works out. So I'm going to try to record this two different ways at the same time because my splicing of the videos, the new way I did it, where we videoed some of the tapping, that didn't turn out exactly how I wanted. So I'm going to try something different and we'll see how it goes. So everybody has their pages. I gave a few the 5-element laminated sheet, but I ran out of them, so I have to give them to you next time. We're probably not going to be going over that today in real in-depth anyway. That's something we'll just kind of keep visiting.
What's that?
The 5-element sheet that you wanted to make, I've passed that out to a few, but I'm short on a couple of them, so we'll kind of work. We'll be working with it periodically. Not like a major thing today, though. It's always going to be a part of it, though. So today we're going to be focusing on back, abs, and chest. I'm kind of doing an overlap thing because what we're going over, there's so many different things we go over in just one area. So I'm kind of like, as we go over something, I kind of back up and like we've already gone over back. You know, we went over neck twice. So, and there's limited time for what we can kind of play with in group. So we're going to always kind of do this back loop where we pick up a little bit of what we did last time and then move forward a little bit. So tonight we're going to do, like I said, back, abs, and chest, and keep adding on that. Last time I recorded the tapping and loaded them up on a YouTube because a lot of people were asking about how that would look. So who here does not get the email? You get the email? Okay. Is it your husband's email, that one you sent me? Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to go kind of over the basic stuff like I normally do. The mission statement of these classes is to help individuals understand the links between their minds, emotions, body, and life so that they can live a more balanced, healthy life, the goal being to embody a pure heart and a peaceful, focused mind. It is one thing to read and obtain new information, but said information, like religion, is useless unless one can embody the information. We embody information by practicing. What is practicing? Putting forth effort to do those things you read about. It is the action side of growth, self-development. So our practice, what we do is, like, well, first part is we'll have like a little verbal discussion, written worksheets to play with. That's the attunement, the grokking, which just means, I like grok, I like that word because it means to physically embody information. And in Chinese medicine, there is on the sheets, like you have the correlation between the fire element, the heart, and the small intestine are related. And it doesn't seem like that would be so, the heart and the small intestine being related, but it is. For example, let's say that you take an apple and eat an apple, you swallow it down into your stomach, the stomach chews it up, breaks it up. From the stomach it goes into the small intestine. The small intestine is where you do most of your absorbing of your nutrients. And the correlation there between the intake of food, it totally mirrors also taking in information. So if I'm reading a book, I'm taking in information, I'm chewing it up with my stomach. I then pick it up from my intestine, what's good and what's bad. What's good for me I absorb, what's bad for me I send to the colon. And what's good for me, my small intestine absorbs, puts into my bloodstream, and it becomes part of who I am. That's how it's supposed to happen. But a lot of times in New Age practices and any kind of spiritual practice, a lot of people get into obtaining more and more information, but never really letting it become part of them. In other words, they're not really absorbing what's coming in, they're just reading it. So they got to keep reading more and more information. You know, if you just actually embodied, I guarantee you, if everybody in this room stopped reading and completely focused on embodying everything they already know, that's all you fucking need to know. There's nothing more that you need to get, period. You've already got it. But it's a sidetrack sometimes. So the grokking is it becoming part of you. It becomes part of your blood and part of your heart, not just your mind. The meditation, that's expanding and developing your awareness, your consciousness. The Kundalini Yoga, the tapping, and the Qigong help to cleanse, prepare the energy pathways and the physical body vessel. And the pranayama breath work, which we're going to work in more and more. And the chanting is building and refining your chi and the ability to focus and direct it. So spirituality, from my perspective, is to be aware of yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, and be able to direct your mind, body, spirit appropriately. And I really like this. I came across this the other day. My days have been flying by so fast I can't even remember where I exactly got this, but I really like it. The whole effort of a Jesus or a Buddha or a Bodhidharma is nothing but how to undo that which society has done to you. And to me, that pretty much sums up all spiritual work, is you're really undoing what society has programmed into you. Preachers, teachers, peers, society at large. So I can't help but pull spirituality into this work, physical work, because my focus, my path has been to bridge, look at the physical body and try to bridge that with spirituality. And to me, they perfectly mirror one another. And mirror in a way that they're like intertwined. You can't separate them. Just like with a sewing machine, you have the bobbin down below and then you have the thread up above. And it takes both of those to put something together. And if you try to take the physical out of reality, you tear the cloth apart, the fabric, which is the physical body. And if you try to take either one of those components, the physical or the metaphysical, out, then you can't see the whole picture. And I think a big mistake with medicine is that psychology and physiology, the doctor that you go to, they don't combine those. They're separate. To me, psychology and medicine go hand in hand, because really they're two facets of the exact same thing. A coin has got two sides to it. And my focus is trying to understand that. First, it was for myself, but then as you learn something, you just want to kind of share it. So that's my focus now, and I'm working to embody it more and more. I'm a doubting Thomas, which is good because, like I said before, if I didn't have that little bit of a strong Capricorn and doubting Thomas, I'd probably be on the street in robes, one of those crazy people you pass by and go, he's cuckoo. So it keeps me grounded, my doubting. I see religion as the cover of a book, the label, the outside, and spirituality is what's inside. Spirituality isn't the words, but the practice of the words. Unfortunately, religion or the misinterpretation of it leads people to judge one another, which only separates people and stunts growth. Spirituality unites and goes beyond words and belief systems. Some of what we will discuss will bring in components of spirituality and religion. I personally don't care what you believe or judge anyone for how they believe. If I share something, it is because I think it fits or helps to define or describe something in the moment. So we've been practicing basically Kundalini Yoga. You start your practice with this mantra, and this mantra is to acknowledge that space inside of you where you're connected to God and Spirit. And think about it. They say that God is omnipresent, right? If God is omnipresent, what does omnipresent mean? Everywhere. Why do we then say, if God's out there? We say God is omnipresent, then we have this clause that religion ties in, that we're separate from God. Because actually God is not just around us, it's inside of us. If God is in everything, that's in every cell and every atom. So for me, this mantra is more about just tuning your awareness and your attention to that aspect where you're connected. And you're connected wherever you are. You don't have to go to a church to plug into it. It's your body. Your body is the temple. And I've done another videos, like up on the far right up there, on my little table, you see that little skull, and that skull, inside that skull is the sphenoid bone, which I painted gold, and that is actually the Ark of the Covenant. I have no doubt that that's the Ark of the Covenant in the body. Okay, and whenever you touch right here, which part of this body is this called? Temple. Your Ark of the Covenant is right here inside your temple. To me, there's no accident with that. So your body is the temple. Any church that's been built externally to you is just a representation of that. And usually the way they built it is just like the inside of that head. It's big, open, and spacious, right? The big cathedrals have all that empty space, right? So, but we have access to that wherever you are, in any moment, at any time. So we're going to chant. So there's 3 times we chant it. The first time is focusing on the individual. The second time is on the expanded self. And the third time is the space between the two where they come together. And I also like to think of that word namaste. And namaste, one of my favorite interpretations of that is whenever you're in that space in you and I'm in that space in me, we are one. So we're just going to chant this 3 times.
So they say Om Namo.
Yeah. Yeah. I can play, actually, why don't I just play this video? and let him teach us correctly.
Okay, so let's chant this mantra now. Om Namo Buddhaya Namo 3 times, and then we can start our warm-up stretching series. Okay? First of all, place the palms together. This is called a mudra, or a hand position. Different mudras do different things. They mostly affect range function. In this case, having the palms together like this will balance the left side of the body, which the yogis call the moon side, and the right side of the body, which the yogis call the sun side. That balances the body. Now place the base of the thumbs against the sternum. Okay? A little bit of pressure there helps you to concentrate. And now we'll roll the shoulders back and down. Have the chest high, the chin level to the ground, and the eyes gently closed and focused at the brow point. Generally speaking, when you practice yoga, we like to have the eyes closed so you can concentrate on what's happening to you from the inside out. I know in this medium, it's a little bit difficult because you want to see what's going on, especially if there are words on the screen. You need to keep looking at the screen, and that's okay. However, when you do feel comfortable with what you're doing, what I'd recommend is that you close your eyes as quickly as you can and just listen to the commands I'm going to give you with my voice. Okay? Now sit up tall, chest high, chin level. Lower back is tucked in, shoulders rolled back and down, eyes closed, focused, half an inch up from the eyebrows and half an inch out from the forehead. This is referred, and I'll refer to it as the brow point, or the third eye point, or Ajna chakra. And now spend a moment bringing your thoughts to this time and this place. Feel comfortable, alert, yet relaxed. Now let's use our tuning mantra. We chant it 3 times to make sure that we covered all the bases, the inner self, the outer self, and the blended balance of the two. When you chant the first time, think and feel as though you're a point in the universe, a single concentrated point. Make yourself as concentrated as you can, and concentrate on the inner part of your core, just as you sit right here. The second time you chant the mantra, spread yourself out. Let yourself distribute and spread out throughout the entire universe. Make yourself as big as you can. And the third time that we chant the mantra, blend the two. Your small self, your large self, your unit self, and your largest self. Okay, if you're comfortable with this mantra, listen to it the first time through, and see if you can join us the second and third times through. Okay, inhale deeply through the nose. And exhale, relax the breath and relax the hands.
Leave it to the expert. Okay, so we're going to go over our sheets again. And even if you wrote something last time, try to add to it. And after we take a few moments to write what's going on, then we'll have some hands-on application, because the hands-on is where you're going to get it more. And it's repetition that you'll start to memorize it and see it. I'm getting from people more and more that they're getting it from seeing it. Is that true? Yes, no? Yeah. So take a few moments to fill your sheets out. The only one that's really new here is on the abs. Now you've got a couple of sheets that I printed out for you just to play with. And you can write on these, this page here on the screen. You can write on this page here. You've also got the spinal page. You've got the upper muscles, the trapezius, the latissimus, the deltoids. Also have the piriform. I mean, it's not the piriformis. The psoas muscle. Psoas muscle, even though it's a muscle that comes in the front, has a lot to do with back pain. And then you also have a skeletal chart. Some of y'all that were here last week, y'all got that also again. So if you've got a particular issue with the vertebrae, it shows you what that vertebrae may be tied to. And your spine really is basically like a circuit breaker. Just like the circuit breaker looks like the spine. Has the wires coming out just like it would on your spine also. And you can go to the breaker box or the vertebrae and have a physical accident that turns off or limits the energy to an organ. Or the organ can be short-circuited and it's blowing the vertebrae. Either way. So muscle pain and everything goes, that all ties in. So, because like a tight rhomboid will pull out your upper thoracic. It'll pull it out of whack, depending on which side you're tied on. So my thing is we're focusing on physical issues and looking for the underlying mental or emotional cause. To me, and this is just me, the mental and the emotional are the reason, the initial cause. Any questions on that? Everybody kind of done? I know some of y'all were pretty much done from last week. Are there anybody having issues with the back, the abs, or the chest? Yes.
Upper mix.
Upper back? Okay. What issues are you having with your upper back? What side? What side first? Number one.
Right side.
Right side. Okay. So we have right side first. What do we know about the right side? Masculine. Okay. Masculine can be what? It can be one of two different things. It can be hers. It can be her masculine, or it can be a masculine figure, right? Okay. Remember, the body is a reflect of what's going on in our mind and consciousness, and it's not limited to our body. So sometimes an issue on the right side can be masculine, not our masculine self, but actually a masculine figure. For example, feeling like you're having to carry a masculine figure. Or not being supported. Could be lots of different things. So we have upper back. Where in the upper back? Right there in the upper trap. Okay. So what's the upper trap? What meridian is it related to? Look at your colored chart. Will show you that. Kidneys, right? So based on what we've done so far, what would be the next step, based on the steps that we've been playing with the last couple of times we met? So the first step is at left or right. We got that it's right side. We got that the muscle is related to the kidneys. It's the upper trap. There may be some other involvements, but we'll start there. So what would we do next to help pinpoint the mental emotional? What's the next step? The first step is the left or right side. The second step is what muscle is involved. Number three would be where you start asking questions. What would you ask?
No, the pain itself.
No, okay, you can ask.
Issues related to.
Yeah, either or.
Masculine?
So you can ask, what kind of pain are you experiencing?
Just tightness.
Tightness. Is there a restriction in any movement, like range of motion? So there's no restriction. Okay, that's feedback right there. No restriction. Tightness. You know, and sometimes how someone defines it is really important too. Like if there's a big difference between saying it's tight and I can't move, okay? Because if you tie in those two things to mental emotional, those mean two different things, right? I can't move may be being stuck in a situation that person doesn't feel free to move in. Okay, so we didn't get really a lot of information there, so what might be the next thing we would ask? Very good, Donna. Yeah. Or a figure, either way. So, how might you ask that?
What'd you say?
We narrowed it down to masculine within you or a masculine figure outside? Do you have any issues, problems, concerns, fears, worries?
Around let's start with the masculine figure. No worries or anything around a masculine figure?
Like
Okay.
husband, father, brother?
Okay.
Well, yeah, my husband was in hospital, so maybe.
Okay, yeah.
It was like 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Okay, how long have you had that particular pain?
Oh, I always have this most of the time, I don't know.
Okay, but has it been worse recent or has it been the same?
Let's see.
Same. Okay, it didn't get any worse though. Okay, so it might be related to the husband. Has he had ongoing health issues or is it?
Oh, he just had a hypothyroid. Remember I was telling you last time, I had a lot of complications with that.
Okay, hypothyroid he had.
What about asking the question, when do you remember first feeling that?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ask.
Yeah.
When did it start and what was going on in your life at that time?
Okay, so you think it may be related to your own physical work that you're doing on others?
Because she's saying it relates to her work. And what do we, so it looks like it's going to be maybe a mixture of her own masculine and maybe the husband tying in. I don't know. But she said it did start when she started working. And what does the right side, masculine-wise, for the self represent? Feminine is coming in. It's about nurturing.
Giving.
Giving. Masculine is going to be about going out and being active. So it would be involved in work. Because, actually, on the right side, that's more of a charging because the energy is going out. On the left side, that'd be more of a protection because you're protecting from what's coming in. On the right side would be more of an aggressive feeling because it's masculine is going out. But it could be related to the work that you're doing and the output that way. So we'll start with that and see where we wind up. Let me set this up and see how it goes.